This is the first UK retrospective of the work of American artist Lynda Benglis, bringing together over 50 works from the very start of her career in the early 1960s through to the present day. The exhibition reveals Benglis's ceaseless fascination with materiality, which she explores through a vast array of materials, including latex, wax, paper, glass, and more recently her works in ceramic. The sheer breadth of these materials is consistently underpinned by Benglis's references to the body and the natural world, which are recurrent motifs in her work. Over the last 40 years, Benglis has lived and worked between 4 homes and studios in New York, New Mexico, India, and Greece. And this exhibition looks at the subtle ways in which those places have influenced both the materials that she's used and the forms that she's explored. Benglis came to prominence in the mid-1960s when she moved from Louisiana to New York and quickly became a part of the downtown scene of artists and a generation who were redefining the languages of painting and sculpture. She was influenced by the gestural abstraction of artists such as Helen Frankenthaler and Jackson Pollock, but in her own work she sought to find a materiality for painting outside of the frame of the canvas, and she embarked on a series of process-driven works that were groundbreaking in their form and materials. These lozenge-shaped encaustic works were the very first she realised when moving to New York. They're made over weeks, months and years, brushing wax onto the surface of the panel to create these deeply creviced surfaces which resemble both male and female body parts, but also naturally occurring geological forms. Perhaps her most iconic works are her series of fallen paintings, which she made by pouring coloured latex onto the floor of her studio or gallery space, which allowed her to literally bring painting off the canvas into architectural space. She later used polyurethane to create larger volumes that rise from the floor and cantilever out from the wall, and she cast many of these works in metals including bronze, lead, aluminium, seemingly capturing the materials in motion and leading them to be described as frozen gestures. During the 1970s, her works in video and photography intersected with the concerns of the burgeoning feminist movement, and she made influential works incorporating her own image, which dissect the politics of representation and society's construction of gender roles. Benglis first travelled to India in 1979. The exhibition includes one of her extravagant peacock fans, made out of wire mesh and found decorative ornaments which recall the colourful Indian textiles she encountered on her trips. She also made a number of works in handmade paper that have a strange animal-like quality, as well as monumental lanterns which introduce an element of functionality into the work. The influence of the colours and forms of the desert landscape are strongly felt in Benglis's ceramic sculptures, which she's made in New Mexico since the early 1990s. Rather than using a potter's wheel, she takes extruded lengths of clay, which she squeezes and stretches into these contorted, fleshy forms, which she then paints with textured and coloured slips and glazes. Born into a Greek-American family, Greece has been an enduring influence for Benglis, as she's referred to both its ancient art and architecture, but also its modern-day traditions and customs. Her billowing metallized works, which seem to crawl across the wall, borrow their pleated forms from the fabric on ancient Greek sculpture. Her recent monumental work, The Graces, sees Benglis return to using polyurethane as a material. Here it's cast with a translucent glow, which gives the sense of movement and fluidity. Like the earliest works in this survey exhibition, these monumental forms speak to Benglis's ceaseless experimentation with materials and forms, constantly generating the unexpected and entirely new.